So this is another practice session on September 5th because I have a lot of time today and I haven't practiced in the last like 3 or 4 days and I am really excited to practice. So we did a nice thorough warm-up not so long ago. We can go over Rhondo Alla Turca, which I would love to do. And then I want to get back to this Howl's Moving Castle. I love this new, it's actually the original Joe Hisaishi version, so it's not really a new version, but it's new to me. I love this new version. But we need to do some work first. Let's do Rhondo Alla Turca first. Okay. Yes, yes. Now my teacher, when I was taking lessons, I've stopped taking them because I'm about to go into another busy season. But when I was taking lessons, she told me to make this section equal pressure in the thumb and the pinky. So it doesn't sound like this. Whoops. Or, but the same. Whoops. And I can tell from listening to it, that sounds better. So that is what I am aiming to do. Now I'm also aiming, I have these rolls. And I have to make sure this top note goes at the same time as my bottom. So that my bottom doesn't land sooner or after. Okay, let's try that again. Whoop. If you can hear this tapping against the keys, but I can, and I don't like that. Put it away again. My hand feels lighter. This is why when I was a teenager I stopped wearing watches on my left hand. One of my teachers told me that it was making my left hand heavier, and so I took off my watches. I stopped wearing the watches while I was playing, and then I was like, wow, it does make a huge difference. Yeah, and this doesn't even feel so heavy in your hand. But the weight makes a difference. That was totally the wrong notes in the left. Here we go. Let's try again. I'm not laughing at the mistake. That was a funny sound. Whoops. Got this section, I've got the patterns memorized. But that was too fast. We have to go slower. Soothe out my wrist. I can't do too much longer on the octaves because that's starting to strain my hand. Whoops. not going far enough. I've consistently not moved my left hand far enough to grab that chord. So we'll just go over left hand. Yeah, I have to save some of my practice for those stretches because those are hard too. Okay, we go again. Nailed it this time. So sometimes, if you're not succeeding at moving your left hand to the right place, you need to take the left hand separately so you can get used to it, then you put it back together, just like I did right then. I'm going to play slower, hopefully help me relax the tension here. This part is very, very tricky because doing a grace note to a chord with 3 notes, the challenge there is making sure I play all 3 notes at the same time instead of rolling them, which is what you want to do if you're coming from the top. You want to roll down. So I have to do that slowly and then gradually get faster until I can manage it. We're going to use the 3 finger instead of the 2 finger in the middle because that feels a little bit better. Yeah, there's more control. I have more control with this grip rather than the 4 here. So I'm using 3, 2, 1 instead of 4, 3, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay. decided I'm going to go together on the last left-hand note of that, this grace note. I'm probably not going to be able to be that precise in the final product. That's okay. And at some point you just have to go, okay, that's good enough for today, and move on. Oops, that's the wrong octave. This is interesting. So I was rolling kind of flat. Like all my hands, all my fingers, all my 5 hands, all my fingers stretched out forward. But this one actually works better if I pull them in and hold them a bit. So let's do that. Yeah, see how nice that is? It's much better than this. It's a little tighter. It's minute. When you're playing advanced music like this, all the details matter. And as you advance in piano, you'll get better and better at hearing the details. So that things like that, I can hear between these last 2 top notes, that last roll was a little faster in the last 2 notes than the rest of it. The more refined your ear gets, the better you'll be able to hear. But that just takes time, so don't be hard on yourself. It takes a long time. And I didn't have a very good ear until I started teaching. Something about teaching improved my ear dramatically. So for this, I have the 2 grace notes. I have to roll the left hand before I roll the right hand, and then it seems to come together nicely. I'll do that in slow motion for you, okay? The left hand is already pressing its keys before I go in with the right hand. See, I need to do that here too. I need to do left first, then right. Good. All right. Now I think that is enough practice on Rhondo Alla Turca. So I can feel my right hand is quite stretchy. My left hand pinky is not its happiest right now. That's okay. So we'll move on to something else. We're gonna do Howl's Moving Castle, the original approved version by Joe Hisaishi. That's not how you say his name, is it? Hisaishi? Hisaishi. Yeah, I was calling him Hiyashi, but that's not how you say that name. Hisaishi. I don't know how to say it. That's okay. With pedal, just nice. That chord is much too positive. I've raised the seventh higher than it needs to be. Can you imagine? That's just the difference of one note. So here I played E flat, G, B flat, E flat. That's an octave. Very, very, very happy. E flat, G, B flat, D. Yeah, quite different. Okay, let's do this. Okay, maybe I need to pedal in there to clear the sound because it didn't sound quite right. Okay. Let's do it again. Yeah, see, I played it wrong last time. I don't know what I did better here, but it's better. I think I actually played it wrong. No, I played it wrong last time, because now it sounds better. Oh well. Let's do that again. That can be neater. Why do I have a flat there? I don't think that's supposed to be flat. Oh, you know what? The B is supposed to be flat, but I wrote it on the G line instead of on the B line. That's why it's throwing me off. I'm like, where did the G flat come from? There's no G flat, it's only B flat and E flat. About to go into a pretty spot, but we need to practice this other part. Okay. Oh, that could make you cry. Is this right? Do, do, do. Yep. Unless I'm playing that wrong, I like Pianicast's version of that section better. It sounds prettier. That's okay though. Maybe I'll write my own and I'll mishmash both of them. We'll see. Plus I'll make some tweaks, because even with the Pianicast one, there were some things I wanted to tweak. Here, there's some things I want to tweak. But that's okay. I like, before I ever look at changing a song, I like to know it the way it's supposed to be played. Because I find that respectful to the composer. I don't want to change something that I haven't even become familiar with. Somebody worked really hard to make this song, and I want to know what it was supposed to be. And then I'll change it to suit my preferences. But I want to at least do that first part of getting to know the artist and their painting. There's something, if you were going to do a paint study of, let's say, Van Gogh's Sunflowers, you wouldn't just sit down with your paints, glance at it, and then go, okay, I get the gist of it. You slather on the paint, you make the... You would study that every time, and every time you laid a brush stroke, you would look back to figure out what else is there in that original painting. Because you're attempting to create a likeness. You want to understand the thing that you're altering. You can put your own little flavor on it, but first become familiar with the original. That's how I approach changing someone else's music, with respect, because they put care and effort into what they made. Maybe I should do a little talk show called Tea with Tia. Okay, anyways. See, maybe I just played it wrong the first time. I threw in a sharp there that shouldn't have been there. That's correct. I love those bold octave chords. They're very nice. See, I gotta double check this. This should be a flat. The top note is correct. And are we doing a chromatic? A flat, G, A. We're not doing a chromatic. Okay, so I'll read the notes as I find them. That's correct? No, it's not. See, this is the same notes as the Pianicast version, but it sounds different. Or maybe my ear is just off. Oh, that's pretty. I think the left notes might have been different in the Pianicast version. Whoops. That made sense, okay. I'm looking at a D sharp, and then I thought the next thing was an E flat. And you know, D sharp and E flat are the same black key, but the E's were made natural earlier in the measure. So yeah, it didn't make sense to me that there was a D sharp and then an E flat, but there's no E flat. There's a D sharp and an E natural, which makes a lot more sense. So this part will need a lot of practice because it sounds so odd and I'm unfamiliar with it. It feels a little foreign. Okay. That's quite dissonant. That's quite nice. for contrast, I'm going to play you the Pianicast version because I have a feeling I know what matches. And this part, he did in triplets here. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da. Which again is kind of nicer than the original. Bum 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 ba da dum dum ba da ba da. Dun 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 dun. Ba dun dun. Okay. I'm playing Pianicast right now. That part. Yeah, so Pianicast goes into triplets here in the melody in the right hand. And a flourish. D. Whoops. Which is admittedly hard to pull off, but it sounds very nice. And then the contrast, the original, in that section goes like so. So this is where it would go. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum-dum-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so this part that I played. That's what we're going into now. So you can hear we start off with that, but it's quite different. So that parallels with this. Anyways, so it matches this section. Now, I see the merit in both. The Pianicast version is very pretty, a little bit happier, and very moving. It's easy to play. It's one of these songs that feels like it's made for your hand to play. Now, this is harder to play and a completely different tone. Verses. It's a completely different tone. The original version sounds more true to Howl's Moving Castle, if you've seen the movie. This is like a Beauty and the Beast, but in anime, and a little. Well, it's nice. It's a really nice movie. So, the Joe Hisaishi approved version sounds more like a fairy tale song, and fairy tales always have a dark spin, right? There's less of a dark spin in the Pianicast version. It's a little more fantasy and lighthearted in comparison to the original. And so I like the original better for what it captures emotionally, but I like the Pianicast version because it's pretty and fun. Whereas this dissonance section, this is quite dark. Quite dark. Okay, next session. Yeah, we'll get there, okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that again. One and two and three. Yes. Whoops. Oh, that's pretty. Oh. Yeah, I like that. That's lovely. Is this like a second way that you play it, or is this more of the song? We'll find out. Bum bum ba. Is there an E flat? Yes, there is. Nice. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is your dark fairy tale part. Okay, this is almost identical. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is going to sound like trash because it needs a lot of practice. All right, and that's quite enough to practice so far. I would like to play through the whole thing at some point, but I also hear the horns in the background, or whatever they are. And that's a little distracting. So this is good progress so far. I'm very happy with that. And is there anything else I want to practice? I'm getting a bit tired, so I think I will stop. Thank you for joining me today. If you liked the video, like it. If you know anyone else who would like it, please share. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comments. And if you want more, please subscribe. I hope that it has been encouraging and inspiring for your own practice to watch somebody else practice.